Hello and welcome to the channel, everybody. In this video I am doing a comparison with my experience between the Camus C12 and the Camus 15 Newton meter wheelbase. I'm going to compare them on a few things. The first thing I'm going to look at is power. Now you might think power is an easy one. The 15 Newton meter base is 15 Newton meters and the C12 is 12 Newton meters, so you would automatically think that the 15 Newton meter is going to win this one. But the thing is, with the 12 Newton meter, the power is kind of in the wheel itself, so that 12 Newton meters actually feels like more than 12 Newton meters. In fact, normally in the software from the Camus software, I have everything turned up to 100%, and then in-game is where I turn it up or down to wherever I feel that the feedback is about right. And amazingly, on the C12, I actually have it turned down a little bit more than what I do the 15 Newton meter, which makes me think, in terms of what you can feel, the C12 actually has a little bit more, at least of what you can feel. But the reality is the 15 Newton meter actually has more. So it was really difficult with this one. So I just decided to call it a draw. Slightly controversial. I don't know. Second thing I want to look at is portability. And with portability, for the most part, if you've got like a dedicated sim rig, like what I'm sitting in right now, it probably doesn't matter. You're probably going to be fine with just setting up the 15 Newton meter. It's big, it's bulky, it's heavy, but it doesn't matter. But if you're on a cockpit like a Next Level Racing GT Lite, if you're on a table and you're constantly like packing it away and that kind of stuff, it has to go to the C12 here. You can desk mount the C12. You can easily maneuver it around all with one hand, and it's not a problem with the C12. The 15 Newton meter is big and it's heavy, and I can barely lift it up myself with two hands. So yeah, the C12 has to win this one. The C12's ahead at the moment by a little bit. Next thing I want to look at is usability. Now the usability is something that I think is probably going to be a big thing for me, and probably what I decide to stay with. But the 15 Newton meter, you can change the wheels. If you're driving like a GT car, you can have it on a round GT wheel, and then if you go to a Formula car, you can pop it off, put it on a Formula style wheel, put it on like different style of wheels with the quick release, and it's just easy. Also, because my simulator is also a computer that I use quite commonly, having the 15 Newton meter on here is kind of beneficial to me, because I have this steering wheel in the way, and it does come into the screens a little bit, so it does block off my screen view when it has a wheel on there sometimes, depending on the wheel, of course. If I have a wheel like this on my 15 Newton meter, it's okay, and I don't really need to take it off, but it's still kind of in my way as I get in and out and that kind of thing. But with the C12, it's constantly in the way a bit, and it's not like I can just quick release it off and get it out of the way. If I want to watch some like YouTube videos or something, the steering wheel's blocking a little bit of my screen. So yeah, I think the 15 Newton meter is a little bit more usable. Yeah, you can change the wheels easy. You can pop them off with a click of a button. I really like that about the 15 Newton meter. Now, the C12, Camas have released the GTR wheel that you can hit the microphone, that you can put onto the C12 now. That is a little bit more flat, and it's probably going to be a little bit better for my circumstance. I haven't tested it though, but you can't just kind of quick release that on and off. Like it screws and it takes time and it's time consuming. But yeah, the 15 Newton meter wins this one for me. Now I want to have a look at the looks. Now this is kind of subjective, and but I think this is a general consensus here. The C12 is a good looking wheel. The carbon fiber, the cool RGB buttons, just everything looks quite good with the 12. In saying that, from the version of the 15 Newton meter that I have, Camas have updated the looks, and it's actually got the C12 buttons on it now. So they've updated the looks a bit on the 15 Newton meter from the version that I have here, which is really good in my opinion. The thing they haven't updated though at the moment is the GT1 wheel and the GTS wheel. They both still have the older style buttons on them at the moment, and they don't look as good. Now you can put other wheels on them, of course, like I have. I've put like Fanatec wheels on the 15 Newton meter base. But yeah, I think the C12 wins this one. In terms of force feedback, I really like the feedback on the 15 Newton meter. I think I prefer that to the C12. I guess because the motor on the 15 Newton meter is a bigger motor, and it has a little bit more power to it as well, I guess. The feedback feels like more of a thud than a if you know what I mean. It's hard to explain. It just feels a little bit more hollow nearly on the C12, and that's not to say that the feedback is bad on the C12, because it isn't. It's just I just get this extra better sense of feedback on the 15 in my opinion. I don't know if it's because I got different settings or something. I don't know why. It just feels better to me. Now, the bundled wheel with the C12 / button box between the 15 Newton meter and the C12, like, what's the better one? You're going for the bundle on the 15 Newton meter or just the C12? What are you gonna do? What's better without upgrading the wheel on the 15 Newton meter? I gotta say, the C12, probably by a pretty significant margin, in my opinion. Not only is the button box like so far more advanced than a GT1 or GTS wheel. I mean, they both run the same button box with different color buttons, the GT1 and GTS wheel. But the wheel itself is also better on the C12, in my opinion. I really like the 300mm wheel compared to the larger wheel of the GT1, and even this Formula style wheel of the GTS. I think that the C12 is just better in that respect. And if you were really on a budget and you were looking for the price range of like C12 or like the bundled 15 Newton meter, and you didn't really want to upgrade it anymore, I would say the C12 is probably the one for you. Talking about price, let's go into the price. Who wins on price? C12. Simple, easy, it's cheaper by about 100 USD, depending on your location and where you're buying it from and all that. But when you're getting the 15 Newton meter bundled with like a GT1 or GTS wheel and versus the C12 with its standard wheel and all that, C12 is just cheaper, and the wheel and all that, as I just said, is better. Yes, you can change the 15 Newton meter wheels, as I have, but you might not want to pay that extra to do that, and it's not within this kind of price range, so I have to nullify that. The price winner here is the C12, and the winner of this little competition is the C12. Does that mean you should buy the C12? Probably. As I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier on in the video, I'm probably going back to the 15 Newton meter. I'm taking my C12 off this simulator and I'm going back to the 15. Even though the C12 is better value for money, has a better wheel on it, is more portable, I just put a little bit more emphasis on the usability, which in my opinion, this 15 Newton meter wins. I put a little bit more emphasis on the feedback, which in my opinion, the 15 Newton meter wins here. So maybe the 15 Newton meter should win. That's up to you and what you put your emphasis on. As I said, I wouldn't desk mount a 15 Newton meter. It's not a portable kind of wheelbase. So yeah, maybe the C12 wins for you. But for me, 15 Newton meter, baby. Keep in mind, if you would like to buy anything from camusracing.com, you can use code STORM for 5% off, and you can use the link down in the description. Thanks for watching this video, everybody. Hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.